What's going on, everybody? It's your observant lineman, Uche Nwaneri. And before we start this video, if you like what you see here in terms of the content I provide for you guys, please make sure you take a moment, hit that like button, and consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. But today we have some breaking news out of Detroit, out of the NFL. It looks as though the end of the line has finally come for Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn. The Detroit Lions have relieved them of their duties per Adam Schefter and also verified by ESPN. This is something that I don't think many people are going to be surprised by. I know myself, for me, myself, I look at this situation and I say, what took you so long? Detroit is in a situation right now where they are floundering. They are clearly without direction. They are clearly without any real guidance, any real leadership in that locker room to help that team overcome the obstacles that they're facing right now. And Matt Patricia has been a big perpetrator of a lot of those obstacles. His unwillingness to take accountability for his inability as a head coach has been astounding, to say, for lack of a better word. He has not been the kind of leader that you look for in a head coach. He has not been the kind of guru that they expected to have as someone coming from the Bill Belichick tree. And for 4 years in a row, we have witnessed this guy deliver nothing but subpar, unattractive play and wasting away even more talent on the Detroit roster each and every year that he's been the head coach. And Bob Quinn gets to walk out with his pink slip as well, because he hasn't helped this team fare any better in tandem with Matt Patricia. But let's take a look at this article from ESPN, and then we'll come back and look at some responses to the tweet from Adam Schefter. But it says here, the Detroit Lions fired head coach Matt Patricia and general manager Bob Quinn on Saturday after 2 straight seasons under 500 and a third season where the team was again under 500 at midseason. The Lions under Quinn and Patricia the last 2+ years went 7-19-1. Whew, 7-19-1. Now, look, I've been on some teams that have lost pretty bad. A couple of years of my career in Jacksonville, we had some pretty ugly seasons. Namely, the season with Mike Mularkey as our head coach. We had him as our head coach. We went 2-14. And needless to say, he was delivered his pink slip promptly after the last loss of the season to the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. So, when you go on these kind of skids, when you have these kind of underwhelming performances as a coach, it does, regardless of your contract, it does start to begin to burn away at the rope that you're being attached to. You're getting less and less slack as you just continue to spiral the franchise downward into a rabbit hole. So this is not something that comes as a surprise to anyone who understands football. A start decline from when Quinn made the decision to fire former coach Jim Caldwell after a 2017 season following back-to-back 9 and 7 years. And that does again play into why is the GM making decisions that are clearly detrimental to the benefit of the franchise. You fire a Jim Caldwell who went 2 seasons in a row at 9 and 7. At least he gave you were winning. You were a winning team. And now you fire that guy for Matt Patricia, thinking that you're getting something from the Belichick tree that none of us have yet to see come to fruition from Bill Belichick's coaching tree. There has not really been any coach that's come out from that tree, from that mentorship of Bill Belichick, and really done anything worthwhile once they moved on from New England. So I think that has been something that's been ultimately overhyped by a lot of front offices in the NFL. They think if you get a coach from Bill Belichick's tree, you get a coach from Bill Belichick's tutelage, then that means you're going to have somebody who's going to be a winner. And it's just not the case. It just hasn't worked out like that. And we've seen time and time again from coach to coach, from coordinator to coordinator, that they have underperformed once they left New England. That's not something that I think is new to anybody, but this is just another a validation of the lack of production that a lot of these so-called gurus bring to the table once they leave New England. Says here, when Quinn did that and then hired his former New England Patriots counterparts, it tied the two of them together in success or failure. Soon after Patricia was hired, Quinn was given a matching time frame contract going through the 2022 season, further putting the two in a similar category. Things never prospered under Patricia, and it ended up costing both of them their jobs. December 2019, when the Lions decided to keep Quinn and Patricia for the 2020 season, then owner Martha Ford and then vice chairman Sheila Ford Hamp said they expected to be playing meaningful games in December. Hamp, when she took over ownership of the team in June, said the goals remained the same despite the shift in ownership and the COVID-19 pandemic. The overarching thing is that we want to see major improvement at this point, and I can't really say what the specific measures are going to be because I don't know what the season is going to be like yet, Hamp said in June. But believe me, major improvement is our goal. That is a warning shot to a coach. That's a warning shot saying we need to see something like substantial. We need to see something substantial, or we're just, there's going to be consequences. And that's a warning. That's a veiled threat to Matt Patricia to produce a winning team, produce a winner for us at something. And just hasn't been that way for the Lions at all this year. I mean, they had, sparks of good play, but not enough to really warrant giving this guy another shot. So let's keep moving on here in the article. I'm going to try and let's go and see. Let me see how much we got left of this. Let me try and get through this quickly here. And I'm going to start here. Beyond the on-field failings, there were off-field miscues. Detroit missed a decades-old sexual assault allegation against Patricia during their background check while hiring him. Months after Patricia was hired, it was uncovered by the Detroit News and led to public scrutiny over hiring Patricia before he even coached a game. So he kind of came in with baggage to begin with. I didn't know that, but he came in with some baggage, clearly. Once the game started, it didn't get much better. The Lions were blown out on Monday Night Football by the Jets, 48-17, in Patricia's first game, and the franchise won back-to-back games just once during the 2018 season. During those two seasons, Quinn also made unpopular moves for the fan base and the locker room, trading away receiver Golden Tate to Philadelphia at the trade deadline in 2018 for safety Quandre Diggs a week before last season's trade deadline. Quinn made some savvy moves, including trading a fifth-round pick to the Giants to acquire Damon Harrison and shore up the team's run defense midway through the 2018 season. He also had success in the third round of the draft, selecting Kenny Golladay, Will Harris, and Tracy Walker in that round, along with Graham Glasgow, who now plays for Denver. He struggled in the second round, including drafting cornerback Teez Tabor, 2017. At the time, Quinn said he scouted Tabor more than any other player in the draft, but he flopped in Detroit and was cut before the 2019 regular season. Firing Quinn and Patricia leaves Hamp with major hires to make, shaping the future direction of the franchise less than 6 months after taking over the franchise from her mother, Martha Ford. And just to kind of go back to this entire situation of this misconception that New England Patriot coaches who worked under Bill Belichick are gurus, are somehow superior dictators of football strategy. It just doesn't make sense to me because we have seen in so many instances since Bill Belichick's success in New England that's just not the case. We've seen coaches go to Kansas City. We've seen coaches go to Notre Dame. We've seen coaches go to, from the NFL to college football, back and forth, side to side, and they've all kind of been failures in all of the places they've been. Mangini, all these different guys have been failures. They haven't been able to produce a winning franchise in any kind of consistent manner. And just to look back here, let's take a look at some of the responses that Twitterverse is giving to the news of the Detroit Lions front office being given the pink slip. So we're going down here. It says, let's see here. Can someone please explain the fascination with him? I just don't get it. You realize he had Mahomes in the best off. I don't know who he's talking about there. He had Mahomes in the best offense in the NFL, and of course he looks competent, but when you give him a subpar roster, he's going to crumble, just like Matt Nagy is currently doing in Chicago. But Gase is still in NY. Let's see here. Feel for them on Thanksgiving weekend, but it's what needed to be done. Let's see here. A little bit of info here regarding the Lions firing GM Bob Quinn and head coach Matt Patricia. Lions defenses trended in the wrong direction under Patricia. Lions points per game allowed last 3 seasons. They have gone from 16th to 30th. So you've seen a steep decline in their defensive play. Now you've seen inconsistency at best from their offense. And a quarterback who is quickly, he's a good quarterback. I still to this day will defend that Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback who has just been wasted away in Detroit. His entire career has been wasted away the same way that Megatron, Calvin Johnson's career, was wasted away in Detroit. And now you look at a guy like Jim Caldwell who got fired with a far better record. And it's right here, a far better record than Matt Patricia, and he was fired with a winning record. So where exactly did they envision that this was going to go once they began to realize that this 13-29 head coach was not in any way, shape, or form better than their 36-28 head coach that they just had right before him? So I think, this kind of speaks for itself. And you see that the Detroit franchise, the Detroit Lions football franchise, is going to have to make some strong changes in the way that they, scout these coaches that they're going to be trying to sign. They're going to have some big moves to make come this offseason, and they're going to need to make a choice that they can stick with and live with, because it's going to be the future of this franchise, whether they like it or not. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to the Observant Lineman Uche Nwaneri. What do you guys think about this firing of Matt Patricia from the Detroit Lions? Is it right on time? Are they, 8 months too late? Are they, or is this something that you think is a bad thing? I mean, there were a few instances during the course of this season where we saw little flashes of consistency from the Lions, and it made you wonder. But let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you for checking out this video, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.